Hello, it's Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady and hope you have absolutely wonderful day. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create double diamond fan fold cut with no cutting dice. If you want to try this cut style, I'm going to show you step by step how to do it. I use my sketchbook and I actually drew all the measurements. So if you want, you can take a screenshot and keep it for your reference in the future. First, we're going to need 6 by 12 inches white cut base. If you want, you can also use any other color that you want. And we also need a scoring board. In this case, I've got my Crafter's Companion scoring board. So first, I'm going to score it at 3 inches, 4.5, then 7.5. I'm going to turn it over, and again, I'm going to score it at 3 inches. And then make a mark at 1.5, and then turn it and have a mark at 3 inches. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. But first I'm going to use my black line on my scoring board and I'm going to actually match all those notches we created. Super quick and simple. So as you can see, you don't really need any cutting dice, and if this cut style is new to you, I really hope you'll give it a go because it is actually very quick cut to make. Now we're going to join all the other marks we created, and this is super simple. Even if you can't really see it here, it really makes sense. So get your scoring board and try to create this card today. Now I'm going to fix this line and then we have to do it on the other side. And as you can see, we are going to score it at 1.5, then 3 inches, and then we're going to match all those small marks together. Super quick and simple. And a very big tip for you: if you want to cut the excess, you can use your trimmer if you want, or guillotine. But if you want to use scissors, I encourage you to use long blade scissors, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. So this is the way to go for me. Super quick and simple. So all I have to do is to actually follow the diamond lines on the outside of the card. So when this is ready, we're going to start folding and burnishes all those score lines. And this is very crucial if you want your card to stand proudly on a flat surface. If you want, you can use a bone folder. In this case, I've got my bone folder from Crafter's Companion. If you're interested in any of the products I used in today's video, I left the links in the description down below. And the idea for this card was to create something very unusual for a birthday. And I'm going to use one of the best collections ever from Relatively Thoughtful, called Happy Birthday, designed by Paula Machado. And I'm going to show you the collection in a few moments. It is time to burnish all those lines and make sure that the card actually folds. So all you have to do with those triangles, they have to face up. Super cool and easy. But if you want to make sure that this is actually very easy to do, you can fold the card from the sides, and that will work magically. Trust me, I've done it and it is super easy to do. So then you can also burnish the score lines again, just to make sure everything will stand proudly on the flat surface. And now with the other end, it is super simple. It was actually so much easier to do it on the other side. Now we have to decorate the card, and as I told you, we are going to use Happy Birthday collection designed by Paula Machado from Relatively Thoughtful. I really like this collection and I think it is super bright and cheerful, so I thought, why not? Let's use it for today's card. If you're interested in this collection, I left the link in the description down below where you can get a digital copy. And what's really good about any digital collection, you can print it as many times as you want. So I suggest to have a look. As you can see, I already used some of the collection elements here, but that doesn't stop me to use it again. I decided to decorate my panels with those two design papers, and I'm going to create a rectangle and also those two diamonds. If you want to create those diamonds, I encourage you to measure them first and then create a middle point at the top and also on the sides. And that's exactly how I did it. I just made sure it is slightly smaller than our diamond here. So we're going to have some white borders. As you can see, I really wanted to have some borders, and I'm also going to create a smaller border here. I didn't want to use any inks for this case, so I'm going to use my Illustrator marker from Spectrum Noir from Neutral collection. As you can see the name of the pen, but later on I'm also going to use a lighter one, and I'm going to put all those names in the description down below. And I think that really gives very nice dimension and more interest to the card. Have you ever created a double diamond fan fold card? If you have, did you get a cutting die set, or maybe use some of the templates? Please let me know in the comments down below. I really like the bunting from this design paper, so I'm going to fussy cut it. Super quick and simple. As you can see, with this collection you also have lots of amazing presents to fussy cut and candles. If you haven't seen my previous video where I used those design papers, the link is at the top right corner. I also wonder, how often do you create fancy fold cards? Please let me know in the comments down below, and which one is your favorite style. I really like most of them, and I absolutely love creating something new every week. So if you have your favorite style, please let me know in the comments down below. It is time to create those diamonds, and I used exactly the same design papers, and I'm going to use the same Illustrator marker to create that border. And I really think that gives enough dimension to make this card even more interesting. How often do you distress the edges with the pen or ink pads? Please let me know which one is your favorite to use to make sure that your card has even more contrast. And when these elements are ready, with the smaller diamond, I'm going to use the leftover, and I use all those triangles I created, and I'm going to use them for the sides, and you will see them in a moment. So as you can see, that small dark grey border really makes a difference, and it makes sure that all the elements really stand out on this card. So how often do you create cards with some diamonds? Please let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't seen my fancy fold diamond easel card, the link is at the top right corner, and you can actually join our Facebook group. So I do encourage you to check this video, and I will leave the link at the end of this one as well, so you can check it out. So this is super quick and simple. This card altogether took me about 40 minutes with cutting and actually embellishing all the elements. So yes, you can create this card with no cutting dice, and actually super quickly. I always find it the most difficult to actually choose the design papers I want to decorate my card with. If you have the same struggle, please let me know in the comments down below. It also is my inspiration for relatively thoughtful website. So if you want to check any of the design papers, any of the inspiration, I left the links to RT Create, Make and Share on Facebook, but also Relatively Thoughtful Instagram, YouTube and Craft World. So you can check all those links if you're interested in so many beautiful designs and projects. And I can tell you that next month there is a beautiful collection coming, so please stay tuned for that, because it is my favorite. I know I always say it about every single Relatively Thoughtful collections, but trust me, the collection that comes in March, it is super stunning. You don't want to miss it. Now it is time to decorate the front panel, and I decided to die cut Happy Birthday. And I really wanted that the sentiment will match all the other elements, so I'm going to use the Illustrator marker from the same neutral set from Spectrum Noir, and this time it is the slightly lighter version, and I think that will give me enough contrast to make it even more special. How often do you use your cutting dice with sentiments and the shadow effects? Please let me know in the comments down below. And also, if you have your favorite, please share it. I would absolutely love to see it. Now I'm going to color in the shadow, and as you can see, you don't always need to have the colored card to do it. You can also use your ink pads or alcohol markers. The choice is absolutely yours, and this way this card is even more special because every single element is beautifully colored and handmade. So at this point I thought I really like the sentiment, I really like the banner at the top, but is there a way I can make this card even more special? So I had a look at my stash and I found some foam flowers I created a few months ago, and I had some very light yellow colors. So I thought, would that really match on my card? But I decided to give it a go. And to be honest, I was really surprised how beautifully the yellow flowers will match the design paper, because I really wanted to give it even more pop. How often do you create foam flowers for your projects? Do you use your cutting dies, or maybe you create the shapes all by yourself? Please let me know in the comments down below. Just to make sure that my flowers and leaves will match the card, I'm going to use the leaves from my stash, and these come from Marta Dębicka's collection. And I left the link in the description down below as well. As you can see, it's always a good idea to actually add some dimension to the leaves, because this way they are going to look more organic and more special. And I really like to do that technique. And if you ever create any foam flowers, it's always a good idea to use hot glue gun to put all those elements together on your project. However, with a hot glue gun, just be careful, because it is really hot and you don't want to burn your fingers. And when this element is ready on my card, I thought I really like it. I really like the gold elements on the flowers, but I thought with the whole grey, especially with the sentiments and the leaves, maybe there is a way I can accent it even more. So I had to look at my stash and I couldn't resist. I just have to use some silver gems. I know there is some gold on the card, but I thought I really need some silver here. If you like that combination, please let me know in the comments down below. So it is time to put the sentiment on, and I'm going to use my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, because I do have time to maneuver all those elements, and if I make a mistake, no one will ever know, because the glue dries clear. It is time for the silver gems, and the card will be complete. There is plenty of space to write your message on the back, so don't worry, you can always do it. And the card stands really proudly on a flat surface. What do you think about this style? Do you like it? Please let me know in the comments down below. And if you feel inspired, please let me know in the comments, and you can also tag me on your social media. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're new. Have a wonderful day, and don't forget that every Monday I've got personalized cards on my channel, and Thursdays other projects. Happy crafting! Bye!